Morning. Welcome to Love, Sex, and Money. It's nice to be back. And for anyone who's never been here before, welcome, welcome, welcome. So today I'm going to talk to you about sacred relationships. Um, so if you haven't subscribed to my channel, that would be awesome if you did. I would love that. And hit the bell so you can be notified when I put up new content. I'm constantly uploading new content, videos to the channel to share with everyone. So let's get started. Okay, so I talk to a lot of people about their relationships, right? And most people, from an aspirational standpoint, would really love to have a beautiful, sacred relationship. This kind of warm nest that feels safe and warm and supported, is emotionally fulfilling, is really nourishing, but yet also creates the freedom to allow yourself to be who you are without feeling like you're being suppressed or shut down by your partner in any way, and things like that. So while I hear a lot of people talking about how they want that really special kind of relationship that we all kind of dream about, aspire to, or whatever, what I have noticed is, though, that people can be quite, I'll say, both unconscious and or kind of lazy, and maybe one is a result of the other. I don't really know. But, it's very easy to take your partner for granted. And especially if you've been together a long time, I think that it's kind of like the way my mom used to say, you have to rotate your art in your house, because after a while it becomes wallpaper and you don't even see it anymore, and you actually have to move the paintings to different locations to actually be able to see them again and appreciate them again, because when you've been on autopilot and they've been in the same place for a while, it kind of loses that newness. It loses that the novelty, and you just kind of take it for granted. And then all of a sudden you move that painting to a new place in the house, and all of a sudden you see it again, and it comes to life again, and it shifts the energy. And I also want to say, in terms of, like, with respect to creating a sacred space for your love relationship, when you go into a church or a temple, you intrinsically know that this is a sacred space, that you don't you don't run in church, you don't yell in church or a temple, you don't scream. It's a place where people come to worship. It's a place where people come to be devout and to take a conscious effort to get quiet and connect, and everybody acknowledges that sacred space, that church or that temple, is sacred, and as such they change their behavior. They change their behavior because they know that there's a certain amount of honor that you're supposed to give to this place, and that it's inappropriate to be kind of loud and treat it like it's anything else, that kind of thing. What I would say is that I liken that to your relationship, in the sense that, there's three pieces to a relationship, right? So there's, each individual is one person, and then your relationship is this third thing, this third entity that you are co-creating together, right? And anytime you are interacting with your lover, your spouse, you are co-creating the environment in which your love can either grow and blossom, or it will contract and start to die. And it's the way that you care for that space. It's the consciousness that you bring to every interaction with your partner that co-creates that space. So I often refer to it as that when you are dealing with your intimate partner, your intent should be to hold their heart and their feelings as tenderly as if you were holding your own, right? You know the journey you've taken with your own life and the wounds that you've had in your own heart with regard to any wounding around your heart with like your family when you were a child, or the wounding you had around interpersonal relationships or intimate relationships you've had with people that you've dated. So you know how tender your heart is and how you kind of tend to, guard it or safeguard it and try to make sure that you don't get hurt, right? Well, what I'm saying is that if you want a loving, healthy relationship, it would behoove you to consciously think about your lover or spouse's heart with that same care and tenderness, and really endeavor to hold it as something sacred, right? Because it is. When you are in an intimate relationship with someone, that is the most vulnerable place that you can be, because this is the person that you are opening up to. This is the person you are lowering your walls, lowering your barriers, sharing your most intimate fears and insecurities and things like that. And that role is such a sacred and beautiful role. It is an honor when someone gives that to you. And as an adult, desiring to co-create a healthy relationship, it is your responsibility to take that sacred gift and cherish it and to be tender with it. And of course, you're going to screw up. You're going to have moments where, you trigger them, or you're feeling less than, you're feeling insecure, you're struggling with your own stuff, and you'll have missteps. You might say something to your partner that was maybe unkind or a little sharp and things like that. But if you love your partner and you want to continue to co-create a beautiful, healthy, loving, soft relationship that's passionate and alive, then you owe it to your partner to own your behavior, to say, hey, I'm really sorry about that. I didn't mean to, whatever. If I hurt your feelings, whatever. So many times it's our ego that can really set off nuclear bombs in our relationships, because we get our nose out of joint. And they're usually, our ego gets, put out of joint, usually because of triggerings from our childhood, which it's our responsibility to heal. Just because our partner triggered a wound from the past doesn't mean it's their fault, and most times they don't even have a clue that they're triggering it, right? Like them just living their life can, do things that trigger your wounding, but for you to attack them, um, unconsciously, is very destructive to your relationship. So I just wanted to share that message with you today, in terms of, if you really want to create something sacred and beautiful, then you need to care for your partner, acknowledge them as this sacred person in your life, and you must treat your relationship as something sacred. Every time you interact with your partner, you can either be sowing the seeds of future success, love, caring, friendship, trust, building that solid foundation over and over and over again. Just every interaction can strengthen that foundation of your relationship, or it can be destroying it based on how you interact with them. It's either about being healthy and making it stronger, or being dysfunctional and making it weaker. And as conscious adults, it's really your choice. But it takes consciousness. You have to be very aware, and you have to take the time. It takes, a conscious, loving relationship takes an investment. And it's just like anything else in the world. Anything of quality takes investment, and if you don't invest in your relationship, if you don't take the time and the care and the energy to co-create something beautiful, well, then you'll just have something mediocre, and you'll have no one to blame but yourself. But I think part of what is important for co-creating a very sacred relationship is to when you're starting the relationship, when you're coming together and getting to know that person, it's about creating a shared vision of what you want to co-create together. If you're not both on the same team co-creating a shared vision together, you're just two individuals going on your own individual paths, and maybe that future path intersects and maybe it doesn't, but you won't know unless you communicate. So I think it's really important to to really have a shared vision that you're both co-creating that relationship together about the kind of life you want to build together in all areas of your life, financially, spiritually, sexually. It's about communication and saying, what do we want to co-create together? Not like, okay, we're both on our individual tracks just pursuing our own individual goals. If you don't have a shared vision that you're both working towards, a lot of relationships fall apart. And that shared vision for a lot of couples and married couples is their children. And then once the children get out of the house, they move out. The marriage falls apart because they no longer have a shared vision. The kids are grown up, and now that shared vision they were both contributing to and moving forward is gone and over, and now they're just left with themselves, and they don't have this shared thing anymore, and things just kind of fall apart. So that's no accident. So I just wanted to share those thoughts with you. I hope you have a beautiful day. If you're not aware, I have a link in the description box for my fundraising page to Operation Underground Railroad. I am an abolitionist, and I'm looking to raise $1 million for Operation Underground Railroad to rescue children from human trafficking. It's a $150 billion industry. It is the fastest growing criminal enterprise on the planet, and these children need our love and leadership. And I've personally already donated $16,000 to Operation Underground Railroad, and I will continue to do so as I grow this channel. So if you feel so inclined, I would love for you to donate to them. Have a beautiful day, and I look forward to speaking to you again soon. Thanks. Bye.